Making the necessary steps to get a promotion and a salary upgrade at work can be a very hard and unclear thing to do for many employees. Not only the fear of asking your boss or direct manager for a promotion, but also the uncertainty of what that entails can be factors creating anxiety that discourage many people to receive the position they deserve. Today, we'll discuss 6 ways to get a promotion you deserve together with the monetary upgrades that go with it. Number 1 is get acquainted with your company's ecosystem and practices. Workplaces and companies vary greatly not only in work processes, methodologies, team compositions, etc., but also in the ways they create career paths for their employees and also to what extent they are transparent to anyone who needs them. Find out what positions exist, what does your next promotion depend on, are there any criteria that you need to match? Sometimes, apart from good performance, employees also need to have external certifications, evaluations, audits, personality checks passed, and possibly more depending on your domain. So find that out as soon as you get hired. If you're unsure where to get that information or whether it's accessible to you, find the right HR representative and don't be afraid to ask them. That's their job. Number 2 is ask for more responsibility. Don't wait to be asked to do more, and don't limit yourself to only doing what's in your job description. If you're doing a good job with your normal responsibilities, look for ways to take on more. Ask your supervisor or direct manager what else you can help with. Look for ways to improve process in your company, help the team more, make other people's jobs easier, and more. But of course, always handle your core responsibilities first. A good boss will be thrilled that you're taking initiative to ask what else you can do and learn. It is also a good idea to find out what your boss's targets are and suggest to help with those as well. Hopefully in the future, they're going to remember that you did this for them and you tried not only for yourself, but for the team's success. Number 3 is document your success and advocate for yourself. This is extremely important because when asking for a promotion, leadership is going to want to know what kind of value you bring to the business. That is why it's important to first complete the tasks we spoke about in point number 2. Rather than trying to think back at all of your accomplishments, build a so-called working portfolio throughout the last quarter or year. After you've completed an important project or a task that was crucial for the success of your team, make sure you document it. When noting your successes, focus on the most important detail. As Randall S. Hansen, PhD says, keep a record of everything you do that enhances the company's bottom line, that puts the company or your department in a good light, that is creative and innovative, and that shows your loyalty and commitment to the organization. This tracking shows that you've been successful and improved the company and are invested in the work you're doing. Number 4 is be accountable and communicate early. If you're going to be late on a task or a project, tell your boss. One of the best ways to get promoted at your job is to be transparent and have a rule of no surprises for your boss and team. It may sound like you have to admit a weakness by not following up with the agreed estimations, but it's the exact opposite. This allows you to bring trust not only to your boss, but also your co-workers. That way they will know that they can trust in your independence and responsibility. And be accountable. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you can't do something, make sure this is clear and explain why right away. It's amazing how many bad situations you can avoid by just communicating clearly, pointing out the problem the minute you see it, instead of trying to cover it up. Be super accountable and upfront, and everyone is going to trust you more. Number 5 is don't be afraid to take charge. Show leadership potential. Do you display passion, trustworthiness, decisiveness, and confidence? Possessing these types of leadership skills is essential for getting promoted. After all, the first step in being a leader is acting like one. Research shows that modern employers value soft skills even more than domain skills, and leadership is part of soft skills. Leaders need to be great role models for employees they manage and work with. And without these skills, it will be hard to get a management promotion. Also, don't be fooled that you need to be of a higher hierarchy in the company to possess leadership. You can be at any step in the company's ladder. I have experienced this even as an intern myself. I always made sure to take responsibility, voice my opinion when I see fit, and try to help my entire team instead of just waiting for someone to always tell me what to do. I'm happy to say that this did work to my advantage, and I got promoted way faster than some of my fellow coworkers who were just too shy to ask questions and preferred to hide behind their tasks and never attempted to do more. Number 6 is an interesting one. Try to be a part of the process for interviewing new people. This process might look differently depending on your company's nature and domain, but overall, the same practices apply to more places than you might think. If your company has multiple people involved in the interview process, and by that I mean rather than just one manager interviewing people and deciding, ask your boss if you can be a part of it. You're going to gain valuable experience. You're going to feel like you're a bigger part of the company, and it's another way of showing management that you're interested in your work and that you're looking to be a bigger part of the company and your team. What is the worst that can happen? You can ask and they can say no or that you're not ready. That's okay, you can ask again in 6 months or later whenever you feel comfortable again. Even asking and hearing no is still going to leave a positive impression on your management because you're going to take initiative and clearly tell them that you're looking for more ways to involve yourself. The first time I was asked to interview someone as an expert, the inside of me screamed that I'm not ready. Who am I to interview a candidate? And what am I going to even ask them? On my first few interviews, I must have been more nervous than the candidates themselves, but after I volunteered to do it even more times, I got the hang of it. I started to feel comfortable in my abilities and the process, and I got to understand different personality types even better. All of these tips helped me personally get promoted multiple times within my company's structure, and may I say even faster than estimated. So please, think about in what way you can apply them and be proactive, because unfortunately, just doing your job well is not always enough to gain a promotion.